Welcome to the HR L&D Podcast Bite-Sized, the show that explores the latest trends and insights impacting people-centric leaders, human resources professionals, and learning and development specialists. With me, your host, Nick Day. These are short snippets from my main podcast show that feature expert guests sharing their knowledge and experiences to help you stay up to date with the latest best practices and strategies impacting the future world of work. Remember, if you need support recruiting talent for your HR business, please do get in touch with myself or any of my wonderful experienced recruitment colleagues at jgarecruitment.com. But for now, sit back, grab your favourite beverage, and let's get started with today's bite-sized episode. Are there businesses that have really got hold of this and you, in your mind, have absolutely embraced a complete coaching culture from the top employee, the entrepreneur, the founder, all the way down to whoever that might be, the lowest paid or lowest level individual, whichever way you want to make that summation, where it's really from every employee in that business, they get it? Or is that still something that all businesses are actually still striving to get because it is still a relatively new concept for some?
I'd love to give you a long list and say, go and read this case study, this case study. I think there are pockets of brilliance within some organizations, but I couldn't name one organization that has, across its whole employee force, has a coaching culture where it just happens. I don't think anybody's reached that utopia.
Do you believe that'll come in the future?
I believe it will. And I believe this is the turning point. Yeah. The other thing we've got to remember is coaching is only sort of 30 years old. It's not that old in where it's been within organizations. It's been around for thousands of years. But coaching as a sort of a corporate, used to be training or management.
Command and control, right?
Exactly. And where we're needing to now, and it's sad that COVID and other things have had to force that, from command and control to connected and collaborative so that we can have those types of conversations. And that's not a case of organizations would like to, it's that they're going to have to move to that way of operating. And coaching is a key part of facilitating that progress. I
find it all fascinating. I've got to bring it back to sort of the HR and L&D specifics here then, because we know that HR and L&D teams, they play such a central role in designing and managing, coaching and mentoring, which we talked about within an organization.
Yeah.
How can, if I turn them both as people professionals here, how can people professionals understand when coaching and or mentoring are appropriate and effective interventions in relation to where there might be other options available? Is there a way of identifying when one or the other might be the best solution for a particular circumstance?
Yeah, let's be really clear here. Obviously we're talking about coaching, but coaching isn't the silver bullet to everything.
Sure.
And as you mentioned mentoring, we've mentioned training. There will be times when an organization needs to put training in place because that knowledge doesn't exist. An organization will have a plethora and sort of huge portfolio of experience, knowledge, and wisdom, which they need to build, utilize, and focus to those that have less of that. So a good example would be, I'm seeing a lot of organizations go into mentoring for junior female leaders.
Yeah.
Sadly, there aren't a lot of senior female leaders on board, but when they are, they're mentoring other females in the business to be able to, make that same track and learn from them. So it's areas like that where other elements, mentoring, training, can be utilized. Coaching is just one arm, but it's the way that how we think and utilize coaching, which is the key thing.
I hope you enjoyed today's bite-sized edition of the HR L&D podcast. Remember to subscribe to the show, share it with all of your HR colleagues and friends, and why not also check out some of our previous episodes for more golden nuggets that may just help you along in your own people career journey. For now, I'm Nick Day, and you've been listening to the HR L&D podcast, Bite-Sized.